Today, the Midwest and the South had to face off against each other, and you were being tested on consistency. Jason.
Today, consistency, you really show up with your color. The whole tattoo is very consistent because your black is very graphic, very strong. Your delivery is all consistent. I like the style. I like the imagery. I like the little pop of white that you put in there. If you can get it in to look like house paint, good for you. When you put black in properly and you lay in a strong outline and you make it wall to wall, it just looks so good on skin.
This week, you had to prove your versatility by tattooing someone else's line drawing and your own design. Let's take a look at Bob's design that he made for Jarrell.
The amount of layering that you get from the pink overlay of the piece coming out of the top of the claw to then using a richer pink and then a lighter pink behind it and then coming with the deeper red behind that. It's monochromatic, but it shows depth and layering. You do a really nice job on this tattoo.
I applaud you for designing this because anybody who gets your tattooed, it's instantly thrown a versatile challenge. Jarrell, you had to tattoo Bob's line drawing.
I love the exterior of the claw. This richer, darker red with your black really helps your piece.
What you did with the little intestine part, really like that transparency that you get with that. The little pinks and the peaches and the little veins. Couldn't be two further ways to approach this tattoo, but both came out super strong.
Today, the 6 of you had to face off, creating 2 tattoos in different styles. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Han. Let's start with the B-boy.
It's a funny little drawing, definitely a solid sticker tattoo. It's a super rich blacks, great contrast. It's definitely a unique tattoo that is 100% just created from you.
Today, you had to show solid color theory by creating a new school tattoo. Janelle.
For the look of this, you do capture a wacky new school kind of look. Your greens are pretty saturated. Your color, it's pretty well in. Overall, your piece has a consistent feel.
Thank you.
Today, you had to prove your legibility skills by creating a surrealistic tattoo. Holly.
I do like this tattoo. It came out very legible. The trees actually look like trees in the forest, and the detail in the eyes is very nice. Definitely some of the cleanest outline and the richest solid black.
Thank you.
Today, you faced off by freehanding your design directly onto the skin. And based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Turk. It's a pretty sick tattoo, man. Really nice job on the wood grain in the planchette. You have this really heavy, bold outline around the perimeter of the planchette and around the skull, and just how precisely those end, where the cigarette breaks out, where the smoke comes in and goes out. It's very deliberate and really clean.
This tattoo is super cool.
Thank you.
Tiffer.
It's a very unique drawing. I love the color play in the rope. I love the design of the rope. Good color theory throughout.
Dude, this thing is weird.
It's cool, though.
It's cool. Great job, man.
Appreciate it.
Coaches, it is now time to critique your work. Let's start with Clean's design. What was your plan?
I just wanted to do something that nobody's ever seen before.
Obviously, the stencil was a definite curveball, no pun intended.
Overall, it's super clean, super saturated, great light source. You have great textures, you have great shadows. And inside this face, the eyes and the nose and the mouth all line up and make a really creepy, cool face. It definitely shows artistry. You killed it.
Today, you had to show dimension by creating stonework tattoos. Let's see how you did. Team DJ, you're up. Deanna.
It looks like stone or rock. I love the minimalist take on this and letting it breathe on her skin and be legible.
The best part of this tattoo is the rich black cast shadow on the neck. For dimension, that's what you're missing. If you have more of that, it carries up. It looks a lot stronger. However, you do a beautiful tattoo for yourself here. This is one of the better ones I've seen you do.
Thank you.
Today, Team DJ had to tattoo Zeus, the god of the sky. Josh.
I really like this face. I really like the dynamics. I really like the details. I really like the value and the tones and the shading.
You played a smart move here in putting this Pegasus in the background to give yourself some time to focus on the character itself.
But that one little cloud coming off the back of the wing needs more. If it's between you and one other person and you have these unfinished areas, that's what you gotta watch out for.
Today, you had to tag team tattoo 2 canvases at the same time, proving your strength as a shop. Unkindness art, let's start with you.
Really clean, really simple, beautiful, but the simplicity is the detail here.
The details of the 3 reindeers across the top are awesome. The little drawings of their faces, that's a really shining moment in this tattoo. The idea overall to tie that in with the foreground and bring this idea that this is a dear girl to life, I think it's very cool.
She's really beautiful. You knocked this completely out of the park.
This is what you needed to compete. You both show off technical application, really clean, beautiful, and this is the best day for you guys as a team.
To succeed as a shop, you must be able to self-promote and impress your canvases. Let's see how you did. Empire State Studio.
There's some trick effects in here. The shadows of the pillars on the glass, the highlights of the glass. I like this tattoo, man. I think it's very descriptive. I think it's easy to tell exactly what it is.
I disagree. The biggest thing lacking here is just definition in the tattoo. The heart needs more punch. It doesn't have a saturated feel.
Today you had to prove your artistry. Boneface and Hobo Ink. This challenge was designed to test your weaknesses. Boneface Ink, you're up first. Hobo, you drew. Boneface, you tattooed.
Yeah, I went pretty crazy with this tattoo. You didn't really show the whole octopus, but it still is very clear as to what it is.
The drawing itself has a nice movement and a nice flow. That's a lot of tattooing in a really tough place, and it looks smoother than some of the regular shoulders and stuff we've seen throughout the competition.
Thank you, thank you. Today, you had to prove your fundamentals. Allegory Arts.
This tattoo is very uniform throughout. It looks like an old illustration out of a classic book.
That's what we were going for.
You have different line weights in very decisive directions. Those lines really show the contour and the shape. Your craftsmanship, your line work is very clean.
Today, you had to show legibility by creating a watercolor tattoo that's readable from across the room. Eric.
Well, Eric, I like your graphic image of the eye. I love the center of the pupil. I love the iris. My biggest problem with this is this blue and these negative space white circles in there. They don't look that crisp. As far as capturing the watercolor look, you didn't really pull it off.
I don't agree. I like it. I think you did a great job. The color that you did, where the magenta color and the blue mix, it looks like it got diluted on the skin. That hits watercolor. I think you nailed this tattoo, man.
Thank you. Today, you had to show precision by tattooing a peacock. Boneface. You chose to go with more of a zoomed-in view rather than the whole body.
I wanted to do something more dynamic, something bigger that you could recognize from a distance.
The details you get in the beak, the little textures you get in the blue feathers on the crown of the head, it's really nice, man. You have tricks up your sleeve. You're able to put in strong color. You're able to put black where it needs to be to make the other colors vibrant and strong. I am pleasantly surprised.
Thank you.
Today, St. Mark challenged you to take on his specialty, black and gray tattoos using only shaders. Megan.
The details you were able to capture shows that you know a lot about contouring, creating depth and shadows, which are more advanced than just the fundamentals of tattooing.
The perfect placement of the highlight in the pupil, it works incredibly. Using a shader and pulling off all these tricks, I can't wait to see you work with a liner.
Thanks.
Today, you had to use composition to create a trash polka tattoo. Let's see how you did. Matt, let's start with you.
What really makes your tattoo stand out is the detail on both birds, the ability to achieve different tones from the black to the grays. And I like the composition. You did something that's really concentrated on the thigh and almost a big oval shape, but you still created a lot of movement through the tattoo with the heavy dark image at the bottom and then some areas of black throughout, so it doesn't just have a straight block feel.
Today, you had to tattoo head-to-head with our guest judge. Mike is a master of Japanese tattooing. Eric.
You showed great contrast between the hot and cold colors. It's applied, very technical. It's very readable. You could see this tattoo from the freeway, and I think that's super important when it comes to traditional Japanese tattooing.
I think the similarity between Rubendahl's tattoo and your tattoo is both fish really stand out. It's a beautiful tattoo, man. Great job.
Today, you had to use contrast to make vibrant, stained glass tattoos. Each of you tattooed head-to-head with another artist, and we will directly compare your work. Chris. You went head-to-head with MV. I think she's beautiful. I really love the pose.
This is like a nice, bright, color bomb tattoo that really shows a lot of contrast. Just in your depth of shading, you did a great job getting this color in there solid.
Thanks, guys. MV.
The Two elements of this challenge, the stained glass and the contrast, you nailed them both.
The color palette you chose undeniably shows contrast. The majority of the color that you put in here is incredibly solid. It really looks vibrant.
I feel at least I shooken off some of the nerves.
I feel like they're both dynamic images, but Chris's color blends and his color saturation are top-notch.
I have to go with Chris.
Winner of the head-to-head challenge is Chris. Congratulations. Today, you had to use intricate patterns of line work to create ornamental tattoos. Each of you tattooed head-to-head with another artist, and we will directly compare your work. Robbie, you went up against Ryan.
Overall, I like this design. As far as the line work goes, you got a nice sculpted line around the outside of everything. It looks really clean. I like this tattoo, man.
This week, we asked you to show perfect placement with an aquatic tattoo. Sausage, how was it working with your client?
It was tough. I really had to use a lot of different techniques to try to get him to trust me.
Being a client, I go in with a lot of ideas, and I would want the tattoo artist to be able to talk to me and tell me, hey, that don't look right. But I think this tattoo is awesome.
You captured an amazing drawing out of the gate. Way to really be an artist.
Details are great, placement is great. Not just placement on the body, but placement of the smaller elements within the tattoo. Super cool, man.
Today, we asked you to show us clean lines in a Celtic tattoo. Craig.
The detail on the elephant alone is really incredible. The Celtic with the 3 hearts, the way that thing comes together and goes into the rest of the tribal and the color separates that link, I really like that.
When you first came in, I didn't expect to see these varying styles. It's impressive. You're definitely the guy to watch at this point.